Hello and welcome to this episode of Productivity Mastery Series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this episode I want to take you through the simple way of getting your email back under control. Now before we start, if you really are serious about getting your email under control, you are going to have to declare email bankruptcy. Now there's two options here. You can do the hard bankruptcy or you can do the soft bankruptcy. Now the hard bankruptcy means you select all the email in your inbox. Go on, just do it. All the email in your inbox. Okay, you've got them all selected. Now count to 10 or count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and so on until you get to 0, and then you hit that delete key. Delete all those email. That's the hard email bankruptcy. The next section, the soft email bankruptcy, if you're not quite courageous enough to do the hard email bankruptcy, then you can always do a soft email bankruptcy, which once again involves selecting all the email in your inbox and just dragging it into a category, a label or a folder, whatever email application you're using, and call it your old inbox. Okay, now you've got inbox 0. It's a beautiful sight. However, how do you maintain email once you've got to that inbox 0? How do you maintain that inbox 0 at the end of every day? Well, that's actually a lot more easier than you might think. There are only basically 4 things you can do with an email. You can do it. So if it's going to take you less than 2 minutes, or you actually have a little bit more time, then just get it done. Just reply or send the information, whatever it is you need to do, just do it, send it. The second one is to defer it. Now, quite often this is probably where you're going to be using for a lot of the email that you have, which is just putting it off until you have more time. Now, what you need to do there is to create a folder, a label or a category, and you need to be able to drag your email into that folder. Now, the key here is you're going to be dealing with that folder every single day. So you're going to be working from that folder. And what you want to be doing is working from the oldest to the newest, because it's just polite to reply to email within 24 hours. So that's the defer section. The third one is delegate. If you're not the best person to deal with the email, then just forward it to the person who is best suited to deal with that email. Now, personally, I don't usually have a lot of those, but my wife and I run a communications company here in Korea, and quite often I'll get emails that come in Korean, and while I can read Hangul, it's going to be much better if I hand it over to my wife, because the chances are it's linked to some kind of administrative task, which is what I don't get involved in. And the fourth one is delete it. Now, here's another one here. The thing about deleting is most email programs now, when you hit that delete key, it's not instantly going to disappear forever. They usually hang around, I think it's about 30 days. I've actually got mine set for 24 hours because I don't really, when I hit delete, I mean delete. But it's entirely up to you. You can go into email settings, whatever application you're using, you should be able to find a place within your settings which will allow you to let the email program keep the email for X amount of days or hours before it actually does delete it forever. So those are the 4 things, the only 4 things you can actually do with an email. Do it, defer it, delete it, or delegate it. Now, the thing is, when an email comes in, you've got 2 questions that you should really ask. First question is obvious. What is it? What do I have to do with it? Those are the 2 questions you ask. Really, there isn't any other question that you can ask. So when an email comes in, question number 1, what is it? Is it an email? Of course. But what is it? Is it a request? Is it a reference? Is it a newsletter? Is it a promo? Whatever it is, that's the first question you have to ask. The next question you ask is, what do I want to do with it? Now, for me, newsletters, I actually have a separate webmail account for all my newsletters, so I can actually check my newsletters when I want to. But let's say you work in a company that sends out a weekly newsletter for all employees. Now, maybe it's just good practice to read that newsletter, but when the email comes in, you don't really have much time. So perhaps you want to move that to your deferred folder. Now the next one, it could be, okay, I've got to reply to this immediately, it's urgent. Well, do it right now. And it could be something that's really not of interest to you, and it's not going to help you in your business or in your career or even in your personal life, in which case then you can just delete it. And again, what do I have to do with it could mean I need to send this to my colleague because they are dealing with that particular account. So those are the 4 things. So essentially what we're looking at is there are only 4 things you can do with your email: do, defer, delete, and delegate. And there's only 2 questions you can ask about an email, which is what is it and what do I have to do with it? Once you've done that, you need to take action. So you need to either do it, defer it, move it to another folder, delete it, or delegate it. And again, move it to another folder. And before we finish, I just want to say one more thing. Quite often we send an email and we're waiting for a reply. What I would suggest in that situation is set yourself up a folder or a category or a label that actually called waiting for. When you send an email that you really do need to wait for the reply, then just move the sent email into that folder and then just check it once a day. Make sure that all your stuff is coming in. And that's essentially it. Now, if you're interested, I have an email mastery online course coming out in the next few days, so keep your eyes open for that. That will be out, and I will be promoting that, of course, as soon as it is available. And it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you liked this video and you want to take your productivity to the next level, then I have an online course just for you. Your Digital Life 2.0 Online is designed to give you the fundamentals so that you can build your very own productivity system. This course gives you the best practices for setting up a system that works for you, your personality, your character, and your working style. It gives you the details of what you need to do to set up a to-do list manager, your calendar, and your notes application. And it goes into a lot of detail about setting it up and why you should be setting it up that way. And what this course does is it builds your productivity system on the foundation of your goals, because ultimately that is the most important place where you need to start when you're building a productivity system. Now, I'd love to see you in this course, so please, if you want to find out more about Your Digital Life 2.0, details are in the show notes below. You can go there and you can find out everything you're going to learn in this course. And don't forget, when you do join this course, you get a free copy of Your Digital Life 2.0 book. So this course is tremendous value, and I would love to see you in the course. Thank you very much for watching this video.